Yo, it's your boy Joy the Don. Man, and I just gotta get some things off my chest about hip hop in general and the hypocrisy in hip hop and the hypocrisy of the generation before us, the generation that grew up on Snoop and Dre and Tupac and Biggie and all that. Um, okay, we could go all the way back to like the 1950s when you had rock and roll and the when your kid is listening to Buddy Holly and Elvis and they're going crazy and Chuck Berry and you got a black artist on your cover and you got Elvis swerving his hips and doing all this craziness and you grew up on Bing Crosby and Ella Fitzgerald and Frank Sinatra and all that shit and you got your kids listening to all this wahoo rah they going crazy and shit. What the fuck is this shit? And those kids grow up and their kids are listening to the Doors and to Janis Joplin and to Jimi Hendrix, and they listen to all these drugged up hippie singers, and they're like, "What is this garbage? This trash? This is a travesty. This is music. These people, what is wrong with them?" And these people who grew up listening to that music, Janis Joplin, and all that shit, they gonna grow up, and their kids are gonna listen to the fucking Sex Pistols, and they're listening to fucking Prince, and they're listening to all this Madonna and all this other shit, and they're like, dude, this punk rock and all this shit. What is this? This is garbage. This music is trash. It's terrible. This is just humanity. What is wrong with us? And we, what is wrong with us? Okay. Then those kids who were punk rock kids, they're gonna grow up and they're gonna be adults. Their kids gonna be having a fucking Public Enemy NWA hat on. White kids with an NWA hat listening to Ice Cube talk about killing a white man, all this shit. And they're gonna go, whoa, this is terrible. This is amazing. This is terrible, unbelievably I can't believe it. What's going on? I can't believe it. And they're gonna go crazy about that. And I say the same thing. I seen an interview with Saigon, and he was talking about Who I Smoke. He was talking about Young and Ace's song Who I Smoke. And he was saying, this is terrible that he's talking about real people being murdered and all that. You're such a fucking hypocrite. You grew up on fucking Snoop Dogg. You grew up on fucking NWA. NWA had a song called One Less Bitch on their Niggas for Life album. That whole album was just sketchy as fuck. You can tell Dr. Dre didn't like women on that album. Like, oh my God. Like, they made a song about raping and killing a woman and letting his whole group fuck her and rape her. They made a whole song about that shit. But Who I Smoke is too far. That's such bullshit, man. Like, that's such hypocrisy and such bullshit. But I just had to make a quick little video about that, man, because it comes a time you have to look your problems in the face, and you have to. They're the generation that did it. A lot of those rappers were capping like a motherfucker. That's the problem. Snoop and Dre and Ice Cube, none of these motherfuckers ever was killers, never did none of that shit they was talking about in their music. But our generation and generation before us grew up to really be killers. And they grew up to really do this. Well, these rappers are really about that life. They're really shooting people. These new rappers who are coming out, especially out of Jacksonville, and Fredo Bang and all these guys are really like, out of Baton Rouge, Young Boy and all these dudes are really like that. Memphis, Pooh Shiesty. And people are going crazy. Like, what is this? You're doing the same thing the generation before you did. Why can't you be like, okay, these little young kids, they got their music. They're going to express themselves the way they can. And let it be that. But you're going to make the same mistake and call this shit trash and say it's terrible and all this and all this. You're the reason for this. You're the reason it broke up the black family. You're the reason hip-hop did this shit. Hip-hop did this shit, man. Like, I'm not gonna say it's solely hip hop. The white man pushed this hip hop. Cause hip hop didn't used to be like that. Hip hop wasn't pushing all that gangster shit at first. They was pushing party shit, party. That's all rap was back in the day. Party rap. It was parties. They started pushing this gangster shit, and more. They started glamourizing crime and making crime good. That you had kids that really wasn't even like that. They wanted to be gangsters. I don't want to talk about it no more. I don't want to talk about it no more. We're not even gonna broaden that discussion. I just had to put the idea out there. I'm a little intoxicated right now, but I just had to put that. I just had to put those thoughts out in the world. Till next time, man. Dre the Don. Peace, man.